Hi everybody, hope you're doing okay and welcome to the inaugural BatAbility Club video newsletter. We should really have a bottle of champagne to crack across the bow of the laptop, but Nelly won't allow it. So what are we going to be doing for you today? We're going to take a quick dip into what we've been doing in BatAbility Club during July, and then we're going to have a wee look forward to find out what's coming up for you guys in August. Now, Neela is going to be having a bit of a talk today as to what's all going on. And we know that he does like to blether, but don't you worry about it. I've got something that's going to try and keep him on track. So without further ado, let's get in and have a look at what's happening in July.
Right, I'm really intrigued here, Aileen. How do you think you're going to keep me on track? I mean, really? Really? That's never going to happen.
Well, we'll see. Let's give it a bash. We can only try.
Give it a bash. Okay, right. I'm intrigued.
Too much information. That's the sound that you'll hear.
Okay.
And that is your cue to...
Shut up.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of a nice way to put it, actually.
I was kind of afraid that you would maybe put it across in a slightly less nice way.
But seeing as how you've said it, yes, let's go with that. That's your cue to shut up and for us to move on.
Excellent. So what would you like to do now, Aileen?
What I would like to do is I'd like for us to move on and have a look at what's happened in July in BatAbility Clubland.
Okie dokie, let's do this. Okay.
So before we get into the uploaded content, what else has been happening far as BatAbility Club's concerned?
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. Lots going on behind the scenes. We are totally redoing the website, not just the BatAbility Club training portal, but the BatAbility website. All of that we're hoping is going to be live mid-August. So 3 weeks from now, something like that. So very, very exciting, and that's going to include lots of new features on the BatAbility Club training portal to make things easier for our club members to navigate around, find stuff, all that kind of stuff. So that's been pretty cool. Really, really excited also this month was the first month when we had Al Milano do his first product review for BatAbility Club members. We'll talk about that in a minute. What else is happening? Anything else? Yeah, we've produced this fabulous Excel spreadsheet, which is attached to the club email newsletter. And that won't be everybody's cup of tea, but for people that are trying to find content or trying to organize content in a way whereby they maybe want other team members to look at certain webinars, that kind of stuff, we've provided, as of now, an Excel spreadsheet that's got all of the webinars, all of the length, the time lengths, all of the presenters' names, all split into an Excel spreadsheet for you to browse and find and talk about content in a different way, if that's what you choose to do. And we have had a couple of members that have asked for something like this in the past, so we've decided just to make it available to everybody. If you don't want it, don't use it. Did something just ring there? I've heard the doorbell. Is that you?
That is me. Your time is up, Mr. Middleton. So,
I've got to say, I can't say that it was particularly loud. Have you turned the volume down on it, or?
No, that's okay. We can make it louder.
Okay.
Right. So moving on then. Let's have a look at the content that we've uploaded onto Club this month. Okay. And starting with our Lunch Bite webinars.
Yeah, okay. So you and I, earlier today, in fact, we recorded diary management, time to get really organised. So that was pretty cool. I thought we covered a lot of really good points there. And yeah, if you ever thought there wasn't that much to using a diary, you should join myself and Aileen for 90 minutes. 90 very valuable minutes about lots of hints and tips and tips.
Hints and tips.
That's the one.
Excellent.
Hints and tips. We're going to do this as a one-off. It's not going to be edited. And it's funnier that way, isn't it? Lots of hints and tips and guidance about diary management. Then, oh goodness, probably about a week ago now, we did acoustic identification, big bats. Call me, big bats basically, yeah. big bats, what can I say? We did acoustic identification on big bats. I'm just worried that the dinger's going to dong. Can you say that on a webinar? Right. Anyway, big bats, acoustic identification, Knoxville, Leisler's, Serotones. We did it in some respects a little bit different to how we did a similar webinar on this about a year ago. So there's some things we did last time we didn't do this time, and some things we did this time that we didn't do last time. And then prior to that, earlier in the month, myself and Aaron did acoustic survey methods and analysis, unspoken truths. We talked about some stuff that some people or many people don't actually talk about that often, and we basically wanted to just explore certain things that don't necessarily get taught in normal courses and stuff, like what is a bat pass and stuff like this. So that was pretty cool. And Aaron tried to get one up on me by playing the Guess Neil's Age game that totally blew up in his face because everybody thought I was 10 years older than I actually was. Is that bell again?
I think that's quite enough of that. No.
Right, what's next?
Tell us about your Ask Me Anything session.
Ask Me Anything session. Ask Me Anything session. Yes.
Including your age.
Yes, including my age. Well, yes, indeed. People did ask me anything, and I did, in fact, try and answer them, whatever it was they asked me. Moving on. I see I beat you to the dinger there. Project reviews. I talked about this a few moments ago. It was only a matter of seconds ago we were talking about this. But Al Milano, you are awesome. He did our first BatAbility Club product review by Al Milano, who is an internationally recognised reviewer of bat detectors and associated products. Watch that. It's up there on Club. And yeah, very, very interesting stuff. We talked about the song meter micro, and we had a couple of other little things we talked about during that session as well. It's not very loud, not very loud at all. Okay, right, you're sending me some.
Be our guest.
Be your guest. Be your guest. This is.
Please don't start singing.
Right, maybe another time. Be our guest. This is an absolute must-see. Cecilia Montalban is an excellent presenter, and here she's talking about a very interesting, eye-opening piece of research to do with the echolocation plasticity of pipistrelle echolocation calls, basically. Okay, so the plasticity of pipistrelle echolocation calls. If you thought you know everything there is to know about soprano pipistrelle and common pipistrelle echolocation, and you're not aware of Cecilia and her colleagues' research, you must watch this. You have to watch this. This is important stuff.
Any louder?
Yeah, that's cool. I got the message
Excellent.
that time.
Talking bat.
Talking bat. John Hall is the one person on the planet who, it is generally agreed, has seen more species of mammal than anybody else. Even, we believe, David Attenborough. We think that's true. Yeah, even David Attenborough. John Hall, this guy from mammalwatching.com, and we got an hour and a half almost of his time talking about his experiences of tracking down mammals and all this kind of stuff. And there's a couple of batty stories in there as well. And then, look, do I really need to say anything about who is Gareth Jones? If you are in the bat world and you don't know who Gareth Jones is, then you need to give yourself a serious look on Google and check all of the academic research that Gareth has been involved with. I think I'm right in saying over 300 papers, etc., that he has been associated with as lead author, co-author, whatever. And the thing that I really loved about the Gareth Jones Talking Bat interview was I asked him about the time when the separation of pipistrellus into two separate species was occurring, and he was very much around and involved with what was going on there, along with others. And Gareth spent a little bit of time giving me his perspective on what was happening back then as he recalled it. So an amazing interview, an amazing man, a total force of nature. Yeah, you should be watching this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's good stuff, good stuff. Okay, that's the bell again.
It is indeed.
Are we okay for time? How are we doing for time? Yeah.
I think we're just fine for time.
Are
Let
we?
me see
Okay.
what's coming up.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I keep seeing things. I keep imagining I was seeing something.
Excellent.
Right, what's
wonder
happening
what that
next,
could
Aileen?
be about.
This is a total train crash, but I think we're going to go with it.
It could be a total train crash, but if you would actually obey the bell and shut up every now and again, it would be less of a train crash. So let's try that bit again. So let's find out what's coming up in August for BatAbility Club. So what lunch bite webinars have we got lined up, Neil?
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, okay. We've got a webinar entitled Delivering and Receiving Feedback, which I suspect this is something that you and I are going to be doing in a few minutes' time after we finish this this recording. We're also going to talk about bats and artificial light at night, abbreviated as ALAN. We've got a fabulous presentation that we are going to bring to, I'm going to say bring to the masses, but there'll probably just be one bat worker and their dog listening. But we're certainly going to talk about bats and artificial light at night. And then, yeah, it's one of my favourite subjects, of course, the social calls of bats. But I've got some new stuff. Myself, Keith and Andy were working on a new book. We're due to finish our draft in the next 8 weeks. And in the process of working on that new book, we've got some new calls, and not necessarily new calls, but new calls for me to speak about. And I'm going to introduce some of these new ones into the mix along with the stuff that I would have been talking about a year or two ago. So that's the Lunch Bite webinars. Then, as a Be Your Guest in August, we have Mr. Peter Kimberg, who actually coincidentally attended a couple of BatAbility webinars or early on in a different guise when he worked for a consultancy. But Peter now works for Nature Metrics, which is a DNA-based monitoring organisation. And Peter is going to be our guest on the 20th of August. And we're going to talk about Nature Metrics, what they do. We're also going to talk about just the whole process of DNA processing, all this kind of stuff. So I'm expecting personally to learn quite a lot from Peter in that session. So I'm kind of hoping that those of you who are interested will tune in and maybe learn quite a lot from Peter as well. And then talking bat, it is pretty darn exciting talking bat over the next few weeks. Of course, these aren't live sessions, these are pre-recorded sessions. And who do we have coming up? I said earlier that Gareth Jones is a force of nature in a different way for different reasons. Richard Crompton from Ecology on Demand is somebody that is very active in the bat world. He's got a vast amount of knowledge. He's extremely active and contributes lots of advice and guidance on social media platforms and the like, as well as having his own training company, a Blake consultancy type company. We will find out exactly what Richard does and how he does it during the month of August on a Talking Bat interview. And for something a little bit different, we won't be talking bat, but we will be talking bird. Cheep, cheep, with David Darrell Lambert. Did I really do that? Anyway, David Darrell Lambert is an upper quartile ornithologist with so many different talents. He's a good friend of mine. He's also appeared previously on BatAbility Club, doing a webinar with me on bird calls and birdsong. And he's going to be doing a talking bat interview, rather a talking bird interview, cheap, in case you missed it the last time, at some point over the next few weeks. I'm not hearing your ding.
Well, as you can see, folks, it is quite a task trying to keep them under control and to time constraints, but I am trying. I'm really trying. So, what's next? Move on.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, competition time.
What, you're giving away more of my company assets?
Absolutely. I think our BatAbility Club members are fabulous and they deserve to win something as prestigious as the Merlin Tuttle Secret Lives of Bats book.
Wow.
So, for those of you who have been paying attention visually as opposed to listening to Neil, you may have noticed a few times.
You may have noticed 6 or 7 times.
Well, I need to make sure people know what's coming. You know, this is the first time I've done this stuff. So you may have noticed the name of a bat in and out of my screen once or twice during our newsletter today. So if you'd like to be in for a chance of winning Merlin Tuttle's book, just drop me an email before the 20th of August and we will pull out the winner.
And this is just for club members only, obviously, because there's always a risk.
Yes, but as far as I was aware, the
Yes.
newsletter only went out to club members.
Yeah, but it might appear on YouTube and they might share it with somebody else who might see it, But anyways, purely for club members.
I didn't know that before we started recording.
Yes,
anyway,
you're going
the
to
competition.
Yes, you are going to be an internet sensation.
God help you all.
But not based but not based on anything that you've done today or anything that I've done today.
So the competition is only open to BatAbility Club members. So if that's you and you want to be in with a chance of winning the book, just drop me the right answer on an email before the 20th of August and we'll pull out a winner and announce it during next month's newsletter.
I tell you what we could do, if we've got more than one person responded, we could actually put all their names in you could actually do a live prize draw.
Yeah, so see when I said that we would pick out the winner, that's kind of where I was going with that. It's not the first person to email me, for goodness sake, Neil. Keep up with the programme, please.
Oh, dear. Oh.
It's good here, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Are we okay for time?
I think that's us just about on our time. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for listening and for watching this. I can honestly say it hasn't really gone to plan, but it's live. What can you do? So thanks for listening, folks, and we'll see you again, hopefully, next month.